Hi friends, I'm actually on my way to Buffalo this morning for a district pastors meeting. But as I'm driving, I was reminded of this time when it was a couple years ago when we first moved to Warsaw. I was running a little bit late to one of my seminary classes. So I was driving a little bit too fast up through Route 19 as it goes just past Leroy. And if those of you who have ever driven on that stretch of Route 19, you'll know there's this kind of like, it's just perfectly straight for miles and miles. And the speed limit's 55, but it's so straight and flat, like it's actually kind of hard to go just 55 miles an hour, especially when you're running late. So I was not going 55. I was probably going 65 or 70. I can't even really remember. I look in my rearview mirror, and here comes the sheriff, unfortunately. And I get pulled over. It's a young guy. It was the sheriff's deputy, and he asked where I was going, where I was coming from. Told him I was on my way to seminary. Where I was coming from, I told him Warsaw, but we hadn't changed our address yet. So, our car registration and my license was still our old Buffalo City address. So he just was like, "Oh, did you guys just move to Warsaw?" And we had like a pretty nice conversation, and he's like, proceeded to tell me you were going close to I think he said it was close to 70 miles an hour, so well over 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. And I apologize. That was, I wasn't hiding it. I was rushed. I was stressed. And he went on to say, he was like, I know you're new to this area, but this stretch of Route 19 is really dangerous because of how straight and flat it is. He's like, people fly through here, and he's like, so I can't even begin to explain how many horrible accidents we get called to on this stretch of 19. He said, so I'm going to let you go this time. Welcome to Warsaw, welcome to Wyoming County, and he's like, just next time you're going through here, please be cautious when you're driving. And I've gotten speeding tickets before, right? I've gotten a couple of speeding tickets in my life, and none of them have impacted the way that I drive through particular parts of town like that interaction did. I made sure to say thank you, and I was so appreciative of his mercy. And that interaction, that officer showing mercy in that moment, impacted my driving through that area for the rest of the time that we lived in Warsaw. Even now, as I go through 19, if I'm passing through that stretch, I'm always cautious to stay right at 55 miles an hour. And it's not because I got punished with a fine or with points on my license. It was because of the mercy that officer showed me on that day, that officer articulated, demonstrated, and explained to me. It had a real impact on my driving. And so this Sunday we're going to be getting into chapter 2 in our study of James, and he says this really interesting and challenging thing. He says that mercy triumphs over judgment. Triumphs, like it's victorious over judgment. It's more effective than judgment. It's more powerful than judgment. It's this kind of upside down way of looking at the world, of looking at humans. It's a challenging way of looking at the world and looking at humans. But it's the truth. As Christians, we accept that as the truth. the Lord has shown us mercy through Christ, and it's our responsibility to carry that mercy forward and spread it in the world, spread it to one another, even when maybe it's painful or doesn't make sense to us, or we'd rather it be a different way. And so we're going to be unpacking these first few verses of chapter 2 together on Sunday. But in the meantime, start thinking about that. Start thinking about the ways that mercy triumphs over judgment in your own life. Start thinking about the ways that you might be challenged to accept that as true, to put that into practice. I look forward to seeing your faces on Sunday, and I hope you have a good few days up until then. All right, take care, friends.